Hi, I'm homosexual Brian Safi.
And I'm feminasty Erin Gibson.
And this is Attitudes.
Gender issues.
LGBT plus issues.
Culture.
Abracadabra, abracadabra. Can you handle it? Have you heard Lady Gaga's, Goo Goo? Have you heard Goo Goo's new tune?
Yes.
I love it, but only 50 seconds of it.
That's more than you know what? I don't want to talk about people who are doing nothing wrong and that I don't like.
Why? You can be a good person and make bad music. It's okay.
I get it. I get rich too long problems with people.
With Abracadabra, I like the first 20 seconds.
What does it mean?
Mid 20 seconds and then an end 10 seconds.
Okay.
I like that.
Great.
Because I'm ready for it. And I like when she goes, the category is dance. I'm ready for that. That's fun. But otherwise, yeah, she sucks. Everyone sucks.
Everyone sucks.
Everyone sucks. The Grammys sucked. Everything sucks. Except congrats to Beyonce. I did too.
I actually thought the Grammys were female
Fantastic.
As hell. Yeah.
They were great this year. Good people won. Deservedly. It's so crazy to me that the album Beyonce wins for album of the year is this one, is Cowboy Carter.
They're correcting in a way that I'm like,
because she should have won at least twice before for Lemonade and Renaissance. She should have been hers, period.
Agreed.
So this is, but I guess, yes, it's very necessary. The genre busting is definitely fucking cool and it's so well deserved. So good for her. Good for Charlie XCX. Good for all of them.
Good for you.
Good
for you.
Absolutely.
Listen, it's not about, we're not focusing on travel. Like, I realize there's larger problems in the world.
No, we don't have a travel show anymore. Oh, Doechii, by the way, good. Congratulations to Doechii.
Oh, Doechii.
Amazing.
The best thing to come out of Florida since
me. That time I visited Key West. Remember that?
Oh,
Saw
yeah.
Judy Blume drink out of a crazy straw. I'll never forget it.
That's the best thing to come out of Florida since your story about going to Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Judy Blume has an imprint, I'd love to talk more about that story of when I saw you in Key West.
You think Judy Blume's publishing other people's work?
She should be. I mean, I have a story directly about her. When I saw her drink out of that crazy straw. I'll never forget
why Key West?
She lives there part-time.
I understand, but why?
Because she it's beautiful. And it's gorgeous, but it's
Is that where you want to be?
No.
Is that the vibes you want in the world?
I don't want to be anywhere anymore. I don't even want to be me anymore.
Why are you in Texas? Can you talk about it?
Yes, because my sister, who I've not seen in so long, came down to surprise my dad for his birthday. And I said, how about I ruin your surprise? And surprising myself.
So you came in first?
Oh, no, actually. I came in second. But we timed it to where we arrived at the same time. So she went down the escalator first and went to the car where my dad picked her up. And I said, hang on, can you shove one more in that car?
And your dad was like, I just saw you.
Yeah, I was here 2 weeks ago. So ultimately it became, she got, oh my God, we're so happy to see you. And I got, is everything okay? But it was great.
What you want to hear.
I'm up to date on all my oil of oregano. I mean, everything's just going great here.
But I'm legit. I told you I'm legit taking oil of oregano.
Yeah, so did I today. I thought I was getting sick.
I've been taking it for 30 to 60 days. Every day. I'm
going to be honest with you. 30 to 40 days is not a widespread. Mm-hmm. You should know if you've been taking it 30 or 60. Do you understand? Because either it started in 2025 or it didn't.
Okay, it started in 2024. It's just part of my being. So it's like, who am I? I'm like, as far as I'm concerned, I measure my life BO or AO.
Before oregano, after oregano.
Yeah. Before I used to
My mom would
verb
be so proud.
before brunch and after I used to verb before brunch.
Yeah.
You know?
That's great.
Your mom would be very proud of me.
Oh, she would be.
I love it. And then do you know about this?
What?
Do you know what this is?
Well, Erin, there's no label and it's in an amber bottle.
What do you think this is?
It could be a serum. It could be a tincture. I hate the word tincture. It actually makes my skin crawl.
It could be liquid acid.
It could be eye drops. It could be ear drops. It could
this is liquid peppermint.
You're kidding.
You've never felt your mouth taste better in your life. Felt your mouth taste better? Yeah, I'm going with it.
Yeah.
Then when you've had liquid peppermint. Now, the only problem with this is that, do you see how you have to administer it?
Yes.
It's like an essential oil thing.
Yeah.
So how do you get it in your mouth?
You have to, oh my God, you have to shoot it. You have to fucking
like Tabasco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hardcore. People say I'm not a cowboy, but then I go, would a cowboy not put liquid peppermint in her's mouth?
You know what? A cowboy might actually, because back then it was probably tinctures like that.
It was the only cleanliness you had.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And when you have a big old pot of beans from a big old iron pot that you've got in the foreground of cactuses and coyote shadows, silhouettes, my bad. This is what you want.
So 2 nights ago, we gave my dad the option for his birthday because we had like a dinner for him or whatever. And we were like, let's watch a movie. And of course we were like, what do you pick, Dad? Like anything you want. The options.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, did you give him options?
No. He gave us options.
Always.
No, but I love it.
Band of Brothers.
No, but yes.
Born on the 4th of July.
No, but yes.
Or
yes,
Top Gun.
No, but close-ish. New. Think new. Think the last
Dances
year.
with Wolves. Oh.
Think the last year.
The last year.
Mm-hmm. One was a biopic. And one
he wanted to watch the Reagan.
Uh-huh. So that was one of them. Which, by the way, is 2.5 hours long. And I was kind of excited to see it because I went to Metacritic and it only had a 22 out of 100. And I was like, actually, this could be great.
Camp.
Let's see what this is. But Mina Suvari plays Jane Wyman, like I'm in. But ultimately, it was not to be. We ended up watching Gladiator 2. Did you see it?
No, but I would. I mean, your dad chose a very homoerotic movie.
I mean, I don't know. I saw the first one and he loved the first one. I loved the first one. So the second one, by the way, I gotta be honest with you.
Can I guess what happens? A guy gets in the thing and a lion eats him?
Close. You know what they used to do? This was fun. Okay? And they did do this back in the day, back in the Roman Empire. In early ADs.
Yeah.
After the Republic.
AO as far as I'm concerned.
AO.
Sorry,
Scott.
EO.
EO. Definitely EO. The Captain EO, Michael Jackson, Disneyland movie with Angelica Houston, never forget.
Can you watch that like just raw, or do you have to go there? Like, is it?
Well, first of all, I don't think they show it there anymore, but I think probably you could watch it on YouTube or something. I remember seeing it with my grandparents. Like I made my.
It is on YouTube. Okay, I will be watching it.
When I was a kid, I made them go take me to see Captain EO.
Yeah,
my grandparents. Who really? That's not fun. Just like I made my parents watch the Abracadabra music video.
Were they like, "What is this?"
But all the way around, yes. In a full circle, yes.
So we escaped Syria to be in Orange County watching a absolute batshit crazy movie with our grandson. Okay.
Yeah. They loved it. I mean, get chic or don't. You know what I mean? So anyway, so we watched Gladiator 2. Do you know that they would they used to fill the Coliseum, or would, I shouldn't say used to. They did. You're
talking about the people who directed this movie?
Yes, but also how they really, in like 100 AD, they would fill it with water and put sharks in it. Can you imagine?
How could a whole shark? Why? Listen, I don't like sharks, but like that's not cool.
I agree. It also isn't cool to put prisoners in a Coliseum and make them fight to the death.
But
That's also not cool.
How did they do it? They didn't have hoses.
My mom could not wrap her brain around the fact that it was a period piece. She kept saying, I cannot believe people do this. And I was like, did do.
But she thinks it's like a documentary.
She's like, no, there's all kind of sick people. I mean, you wouldn't even believe it. This doesn't surprise me one bit. And I'm like, this was 2,000 years ago.
So I have a friend whose mom is like real deep into basically all the conspiracy theories online. And she is obsessed with I guess there's like an AI module that takes old Simpsons.
Okay.
And talks about how all the secrets of what's happening today, all the problems of today are somehow in old Simpsons episodes.
I love it.
But the things that they show are not Simpsons. It's like AI Simpsons. It's like in 2002, Marge Simpson predicted the rise of COVID. So
they're making up the thing they believe in.
Yes.
Or the source that's delivering the information.
Yes, and she believes it. And she sends AI Simpsons characters. You're just like, I'm like, please volunteer at a dog shelter.
Do anything else.
Anything else.
That's why I don't volunteer at dog shelters.
But your mom, we should get your mom and my friend's mom together and see how far down the rabbit hole they can go.
Do you think they would listen to each other?
No.
My mom doesn't really listen to people. Like she sort of just forges her own path and keeps going.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, she did get enough of that salt she likes from Florida to send to the group on Wednesday, so that'll be good.
What does that mean?
I don't ever hear the ends of the sentences or the topic.
Why is salt being sent?
There's this specialty citrus salt they make in Florida that's actually delicious. Also, do you want me to get you some?
Of course, but
my mom has like 20 of them. They're actually good.
20? She has 20 grains of salt? Granules?
No. It's like a this. Yeah.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, it's actually delicious.
Great for the environment because, like having a container that you only use once.
Terrific. But I'll just be like,
what
hey,
do you
good
do?
morning.
You put it on like chicken?
Yeah, fish, chicken, anything. Okay. Salad. You can just toss up a salad, put some of that citrus salt in it. It's absolutely delicious. And, but I'll be like walking down the stairs and I'll be like, good morning. And she'll be like, I have enough to take one for each person, but not if Cheryl goes. And she goes, if she goes, then I really don't want to do that. And I go, oh, okay. You just have to go along with it. She's like, yeah. So I laid them all out. Do you want to see? And I was like, sure. The lunch is Wednesday, but she has the salts laid out already. And I was like, yeah, they look great.
What is the lunch?
I don't know. She has a lunch group that she goes to lunch with once a week and a birthday group and a garden group. But they all just go to lunch. They don't even practice gardening. They just go to lunch talk about whatever. I mean, it's literally like all these different clubs that like ultimately they just go to lunch.
And nobody calls it's just lunch?
Can you believe it?
No, I can't. What a crime. An actual crime.
If you and Dad wanted me to move back here, what would have to happen is you would have to put me on It's Just Lunch and I would really have to meet someone fantastic.
Why? First of all, they're going to do both of those things. If you set, be careful what you wish for.
It's true.
Be absolutely careful what you wish for.
Tell me everything. Yes.
Oh, me?
Yes. What's going on with you? I talked about abracadabra.
I listen.
And oregano and then the gladiator being real. So please.
So you'll be shocked to know that I still have gym floor Xanax.
From way back in the crunch days?
Yeah. And I don't care about expiration dates. I don't care. But thank God.
I miss those days when people would just drop pills. It doesn't really happen anymore.
No, it doesn't really. But I had some, but I had forgotten them at, basically on Friday I had come to work and then I went to the airport to go home because,
do you live at the airport? Is the airport your...
No, not anymore.
Okay.
Well, basically, I wasn't even home for 48 hours. I was like, let me go home and I did it all wrong. So usually I fly Burbank to Albuquerque.
Don't I know it?
But then I was like, what if I took the 7:30 p.m. flight from LAX? And the answer
Great idea.
What the fuck is wrong with me? Because it took me twice as long to get there.
I know, that's the whole thing.
Do you know this American? First of all, then I had to fly American fucking Airlines 2 days after the accident.
Horrible. Yeah.
Color me. The turbulence was so bad. And thank God I was freaking out all day. I was like, okay, now I know I was just doing death scenarios in my head. And then my friend who I work with was like, would you like a pocket Xanax? And I said, yes, I would. But I had forgotten that I had put it in my pocket.
What a wonderful coworker. Listen, I'd love to see the HR manual on that.
Well, I didn't tell you which job.
No, you didn't.
So I dare you to report me. And to whom? There's no government anymore.
Please, you think I care?
So I'm on the plane. There's the worst turbulence I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
I am fully freaking out.
Yeah.
I'm like, here's how I died. This is how I know turbulence isn't really like a thing.
Apparently it's like a good thing, but whatever.
How is it a good thing, Martha Stewart?
CNN had one article one time that said like, it actually means that the plane is managing the wind.
Okay, well, so here's what I think. I think of the plastics industry and how they're like, oh yeah, just recycle, you fucking idiots. That'll make you feel better about climate change.
Right, even though
that's what that is to me.
Recycled. Yeah.
Yes. So, and whatever, DM me, come at me, whatever.
DM me. Okay, M&M me. I don't care. Pelt M&Ms at me. I don't care anymore.
I don't care anymore.
Me neither.
So I was like, oh God, I'm freaking out. I'm the only person on the plane freaking out. Everyone is just like resigned to the fact that we're going to die together. I don't want to die with these people. Yeah. So I take the Xanax, and I don't know how my friend has a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
It was 50 milligrams. I don't know. I was in heaven. I was partying.
50 milligrams?
It was the strongest Xanax I've.
Oh my God.
I don't know. He just handed it to me, and I was like, I assumed it was a normal amount, but it wasn't a normal amount. It was like extra strong. I don't know, whatever the highest. What's the highest Xanax you can get?
If it's on the highest is usually 1 to 2. So if yours said 50, this is like you 80, really should not be
80 milligrams. I was like, I have to be a drug addict. Because this is the best I've ever felt in my life. I know.
Thing about them. I know.
It was so nice.
And the worst thing about them.
Terrible.
Yeah. But terrible. Great. So but did it calm you down?
I was like, life is beautiful. I was full, what's his name?
I can do calculus.
Benini. Yeah. I was full on the chair during the Oscars saying, I love you. I love you. I love you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I was all full life is beautiful.
That's great.
Then I come back, and this is a warning for anybody who's coming to Los Angeles, which is exactly 0 because people are leaving like nobody's business.
Right. I know. They really are.
People are leaving.
Yeah.
But if you're coming here for whatever insane reason, you want to come to LA. Okay.
Yeah.
Do not fly into LAX on a Sunday. What? I had forgotten that it is like Saturday night in Manhattan at LAX on a Sunday.
It's hopping.
It took me 3 hours to get home last night.
Yeah.
And I had no bags. It was just me and my computer bag. It would be a great time to have someone with a horse. That's what I would say.
That's true.
Pick you up
Get
from
right
LAX
on the
horse.
freeway with one.
Why can't why can't things be easier? Why can't I go home and see my family and snuggle my dog and it not be an absolute fucking nightmare?
I'm with you. I
just want to go
this
home.
Week about Carla Sofia Gascon. So disappointed. I really am. Those tweets of hers. Nothing is good. What is the deal? Jesus Christ. Everyone's true. Up is down, down is up. I don't understand this world. It's horrific.
Just hanging out with Caitlyn Jenner. Like, what's the deal?
What is the deal?
Or being like, oh, Caitlyn Jenner, I'll see you and raise you.
Dude, this is the worst time for trans people. I mean, I know that Carla Sofia Gascon does not live in the States, but this is the worst time for trans people in the States and thereby, frankly, the world.
What's the upside?
Can we get a grip?
What's the upside of tweeting that stuff?
2 years ago. I mean, like,
that's so
this
recent.
Isn't from 2004. Not that it would be better. It's wild.
Listen, here's what I'm going to say. Get a grip. And if you don't have a grip, find someone who has a grip and say, please help me grip.
Absolutely.
And then stay off the fucking internet, everybody.
Yeah.
Truly. Get off.
Yeah.
Get off in IRL and get off the internet. Find a beanbag chair. Find your seamiest jeans.
Have you ever been sadder than watching Ye on the red carpet with his girlfriend? That was the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I was like, somebody rescue her.
Anymore. Seriously. What is happening? All our icons.
I don't know. He's not ever my icon.
No, me neither. All our icons. Him. W. They're not what they were.
I'm ready to start a new society.
Me too. But I don't think I want to belong to the one you're going to start. Because yours is going to be like a commune.
Yes. And everyone has to keep a calendar. It's color coordinated. And then you switch off. You're like, I make breakfast today. You make breakfast tomorrow.
The least chill commune.
Oh, you would hate it.
so many tabs.
I would have you fucking scheduled within an inch of your life.
I would have...
I would never leave you alone, too. I would never leave you alone. I'd be like, Brian, did you do the thing that you said you were going to do?
Why are you doing it like this? This is so much more efficient. You should do it like this.
No, you would actually, you know what you would do is assassinate me.
I would say, where is a tank that I can fill with ocean water? Throw in
Please
some
bring the sharks. Where are the sharks?
Send in the sharks. So nice.
Brian, what's on Dateline this week?
Oh, is this one good? We have a deadly mirage right in the town of my almost hometown, Silver Lakes. An artificial lake built in the middle of a desert.
There's a theme in this fucking episode.
It's true. An artificial lake built on a desert where 6,000 people reside. A lot of swingers. That's a big desert activity. And one of the, longest really giving Celine Dion a run for her money at the track. One of the... I
can't wait to know what this means.
Faces.
I am you and you are your mother, and we are both on the stairs, and you're talking about salt.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I think I've been in Texas too long.
Because? I don't think you've been there long enough. Because I don't hear the accent. Let's hear the accent, Brian. Let's hear you order. What's the coffee place you go to? And or you don't have to say, but like, let's say.
I will say, because it's fabulous and everyone should go. 210.
210?
Yeah.
Which is the area code?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
But it's 210.
Is it the numbers?
Yeah, 210, except I think you say 210.
Okay.
It's so good, by the way. The coffee's delicious and their pastries are exceptional. If you're on the west side of El Paso.
Okay, so do an order at 210. But the way that you don't want people to know that you've been living in California for 27,000 years.
Okay, so I can't do the oh, bro, could I please get one iced coffee with oat milk and diet Coke whatever?
So don't do that. Don't do the Southern California coffee order that everyone knows, which is diet
Coke Zero.
Wait, you order Coke Zero at the coffee shop?
No, but do you want to know something hysterical? So I went to the coffee shop. I got an iced
Coke Zero?
Iced Americano.
But how would you say it?
Can I get an iced Americano?
You wouldn't say Americano.
Can I get let me think. Can I get an iced Americano?
There you
say it like that.
Yeah.
But then afterward, what did I do? Ever since my Italian days, I went right to the grocery store and I got a 12-pack of Coke Zero, not the mini cans, full size. And I've been having one Coke Zero every day right after I go to the gym. And I have to tell you, it's so nice. Sometimes I'll drink a little bit before the gym to get hyped up. And then at the end, so I am up to, in LA, since I got back from Italy, I'm up to 2 Diet Cokes a day in LA. And I'm up to 1 Coke Zero a day here. And I hadn't had a soda in 15 years.
Wow. I honestly, I've never wish that aliens had abducted me in the moment more than when you're talking about your beverage consumption.
You can't even imagine. And by the way, I inherited these gorgeous silver coasters from my great aunt. So I do Dynasty because there's nothing better that looks.
You put a can over a silver
coaster. And I have to tell you, it is so chic. That silver can on that silver coaster.
Disagree.
I only wish I had press on nails or something to really show it off.
That's so attainable.
I'm going to get press on nails.
Do your own.
I'm going to get a crystal tumbler. I'm going to spend a lot of money just to make this Diet Coke happen the way I want it to.
If you put it in a crystal tumbler, then I'm in. But if you're putting a can on a silver
that's what
coaster,
I've mostly been doing. I like a high-low.
Okay.
I'm thinking of having Cheetos party and put all my silver out and have Cheetos on the silver.
What are the balls? Cheesy balls?
The cheese puffs.
That's
the cheesy balls.
That in a beautiful crystal bowl.
I would do that.
And then
I'm going to have a high-low party.
Okay.
But everyone has to drink Diet Coke, or you have to mix it with Diet Coke if you don't. Because I need everyone on
I have to do a Diet Coke and Crown?
Well, if you want to be I'm trying to bring Italy to the States.
Yes, and you're achieving that goal.
Thank you. But besides this fabulous Dateline, which I have to say is...
I don't even know what it's about. It's about water?
It's very sexy. It's about some swingers in a place called Silver Lakes in the middle of a desert.
Okay.
Who
Arizona?
It's who are big, like wine juice, Jesus jugs kind of people. Do you know what I mean?
No.
They're like Jesus drank wine too.
Okay.
So fun, dyed
alcoholics,
blonde,
but using the Bible as an excuse.
Right.
Yeah.
And horny and, banana peel.
Jesus got fingered in a hot tub too.
Right. They justify anything.
Uh-huh.
So we have that on the Dateline. It's actually exceptional this week. I really love it. Also, we have a Vault episode. That's episode 76 from way back when. I was sick, and Erin, you lied to your dental office receptionist to get out of an appointment within the 48-hour cancellation policy, and you now have to change dentists. That sounds familiar. I don't know
why.
I think I had never quits for you.
Well, I did.
You guys were about to go on tour, and you forgot you had an appointment.
That does not line up with the Erin Gibson I know.
Oh, what does line up with Erin Gibson I know, because this is the Brian Safi I know, by the way. It takes one to know one. Is coming up with a whopper to get out of something.
I don't do that anymore because it makes me too nervous.
I know, it's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking. It's hard. It's like Judge Judy always says, if you don't lie, you don't have to have a good memory. It's so true.
Now I do this thing where I'm charmingly honest.
Yeah.
Where I go, I'm so sorry. The honest thing is that I just am a piece of shit and I forgot. And then they go, oh, no problem.
Totally.
Anyway.
I did want to say one more thing about the Dateline. Costco is a major player in this.
I'm very interested.
Extra proud of Costco right now for the
very
DEI stuff.
Interested. Okay.
So this is all of a sudden a game changer. For those of you, by the way, we also have Wooer Shoe this week, which is going to be, we've done themed ones before, like for the Oscars, and I think maybe even we did something with Golden Globe looks, like stuff like that. This week it's the youth internet brain rot phrases.
Hey, Sergio, is Skibbity Toilet on it?
Of course.
Okay.
Well, now I got to change it.
And for those that don't want to subscribe and only want to buy individual episodes of Dateline in this new thing we're doing, you can always go to our Patreon page and buy the episodes a la carte for $3 each. And you get the first act of all our video episodes every week for free on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search Attitudes Pod. Otherwise, you can find everything on patreon.com/attitudes along with our ad-free episodes.
Should we get into it? Some shoots?
Let's do it. Well, President Musk's plan of full queer erasure and his particular obsession with trans people has now unleashed its full effect of Kentucky Fried Farts, honey. It is here to de-queer. I got to tell you, I have been so up my own ass of not wanting to even go there with this stuff because it's so horrifying. There is a part of me that wants to pretend it is right before the election or before the inauguration, where I was fully just like, well, I can't do anything right now. Don't think I could do this second. You know what I mean? My head is now, yeah.
Can I say something? I totally understand. You know what gave me some, I don't know, pep in my step?
Not the Xanax.
No, that's some Zep in my dep.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
That people shut down the ICE hotline by calling in reports of Elon Musk.
Hilarious.
The idea.
Yeah, I mean, the internet knows how to troll. Let's troll. Let's do it.
Listen, we can shut down all of their avenues by just using the things by using our selfie skills. I mean, I really believe that because that's going to be their weapon of choice. And we just need to use it against them and also make sure we're shopping at places that aren't doing bad things.
Unless I'm in New York, don't shut down. There's one avenue that I don't want you. Don't shut down Fifth Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's where I go. You know?
Oh, to get what? Everything's shut down on Fifth Avenue. What's there now?
Balenciaga. Jordache. Gerbil. Gerbils.
Oh, the gerbil store on Park Avenue. Is that? Yeah, I forgot about that.
So all kinds of this and that. So yes, I love.
So yeah, you know. Yeah.
Rockefeller Center. Cute. I call it Rocky Road Center because I like to eat ice cream and sit there. Oh,
I think there's nothing they like more than ice cream on the ice.
That's
just walnuts, Nomi Maloning people left and right.
Sometimes I just pour a bunch of marshmallow spread right on the ice. You know what I mean?
You're a soft Nomi Malone.
It's so fun. Everyone, if you ever need a tour of New York, I'm here to do it for you. Well, listen, this queer Erasure, and by Erasure, I don't mean the band. I actually mean the exact opposite of the song A Little Respect by the band Erasure, which is probably my favorite pop song in history, I'll be honest with you.
It's perfect.
And that's not counting the 50 seconds of Abracadabra I spoke about earlier. Anyway, back to Sam's song, or the Grammys, or whatever. Erasure, what was I talking about? Erasure, queer Erasure. See, I'm clearly not ready to talk about it now. Because it's so gutting. Literally gutting. They're gutting it. Will I ever say a sentence that doesn't lead me to another thought?
We don't need to do the brain rot thing, Sergio, because we got it right here.
We got it, baby. Well, here's a few things I'm going to talk about. First of all, a few of the things that the government has done this week when it comes to trans erasure and queer erasure. The government's largest health insurance program for federal employees has officially ended coverage of gender-affirming care for anyone under 19 years old, which was a mandate from President Trump. It was an executive order. Federal employees were also met on Friday, January 35th, with a memo that instructed them to remove any gender-identifying pronoun from their email signature. This is how minute they're getting with shit. This is how much/little they care about personhood, about who you are.
What do they?
Frankly,
by the way,
you want to talk about
why
something
do they
infringing
care
on your personal freedoms? This would be one of them. Down to your email signature, the government's mandating how you live your life. And this had to be done by 5 p.m. on Friday in compliance with Donald Trump's executive order, which, by the way, the executive order is called Defending Women from Gender Ideology Extremism and Restoring Biological Truth to the Federal Government.
I don't need your fucking interference. No woman you know what we need protection from? Cisgendered straight white men.
Right.
That's who we need protection from.
By the way, isn't basically MAGA's sub slogan like, I'm a man and I'm here to man? That's gender identity.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourselves. So
they wish they could.
That's honestly how much the government is stepping into at least every federal employee's freedom, is telling you how to identify and telling you how to sign your fucking email.
Who cares?
Right.
Do you know how much effort it takes to care about this stuff? Like, just let people exist.
And what I'm calling a brutal, scrape your skin off till it bleeds scrub. On Friday, the federal government removed any references to transgender people from the websites of the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, the beacon of information during COVID, by the way, a conservative site, even under a liberal or moderate government, by the way, their advice is always the most conservative, even when they're playing fast and loose. Their window periods for STIs and HIV testing are always the longest. They don't give an inch, honey. And when we need to sweat as gay men or queer people, because we're not sure if it's been 3 weeks or 2.5 since we were exposed to something, they're there to make us sweat harder, honey. They just are. They're sort of the most conservative word in how to treat things, prevention, tips, and, how to seek treatment, basically. But this removal of references to trans people along with LGBTQ people in general is full erasure. It's making some people use the word Orwellian to describe it. And they don't mean that, this new CDC language is going to be one of the best books ever written. They don't mean it like that, Orwellian. They mean like dystopia.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Was Orwell? Wow. I'm not going to ask it. Was he an author? I thought he was a director.
No, you're thinking Orson Welles.
Oh, wow.
George Orwell wrote 1984 in Animal Farm.
Wow. Okay. Well, listen, now I'm on
You know what?
board.
Also, though, Orson Wellian. This is Citizen Kane. This is what we're watching. Except without Orson Welles' commentary on what a shitty person he is.
Yes. What Rosebud means, all that. Yes, exactly.
So it's both, actually. It's Orwellsian and Orwellian.
God, I am dumb. And
no, me too.
My blind spots are like, yeah, I will tell you, I'll tell you what years loves Baby Soft.
What years loves Baby Soft, Aaron?
Yeah. Like 80 to 89. You know what I mean?
I love that. See, that's a fact.
That's how I'm smart.
That's a good fact. That's a positive.
I don't even think I'm right.
I think you are.
I'm going to shut up.
A memo sent to the Department of Human and Health Services, HHS, on Wednesday directed agencies, including the CDC, to remove all outward-facing media, meaning websites, social media accounts, etc., that inculcate or promote gender ideology, their words, by 5 p.m. on Friday. Agency staff members were given a list of 20 words and phrases to be removed from websites as a guide. So some of those include the term gender ideology, the word gender, all these getting removed, the word transgender, the words pregnant person, pregnant people, the phrase LGBT, the phrase transsexual, non-binary, assigned male at birth, biologically male, biologically female, he, she, they, them, all scrubbed. From the CDC, from the Department of Health and Human Services, all scrubbed.
Why don't they just do the internet time machine and just put whatever up was like in fucking 2030s? 6, yeah.
Right. And of course, all references to DEI and inclusion were ordered removed, as well to comply with the administration's anti-DEI order. Any federal governmental role in supporting LGBTQ plus health has been wiped out, including access to decades of science and research. That's the other fucked up thing, is the CDC has like a back catalog of all this research, all this science, all this data wiped. Entire pages about HIV testing, guidelines for how to use HIV medication, and information on supporting queer youth health and transgender health, no longer available late Friday on the CDC. The page that lists vaccines by the CDC, removed, and then put back up, and the one vaccine that's no longer on there is Mpox. No information about Mpox. Also removed is guidance for prescribing and using PrEP, removed from the CDC. Now, I have used the CDC's website multiple times, especially because they're so much more conservative about testing guidelines and stuff, to get sort of the last and final word about what testing windows are, about how to access, how to use certain medication, when certain medication is effective. I have literally Googled before how long before PrEP takes full effect. It points me to the CDC immediately. Like, it's not just me who goes to the CDC, along with millions of other people. If you have a doctor in who knows the fuck where, who doesn't know how to deal with a trans person or a queer person, or that kind of medicine is new to them, their first stop is the CDC to get information on how to prescribe and how to treat. So those doctors no longer have access to what the CDC's official word is, which means the doctor will have to do more research to figure out, or the nurse or whoever you're seeing, if they don't already know, which many don't. I wouldn't say that trans healthcare is necessarily ubiquitous in this country. So they will now have to do extra research to figure out what to do and how to prescribe, including on PrEP, by the way. And when was the last time you found a doctor who had enough time to do more research for you? They fly in and fly out faster than, I don't even know, Voldemort.
Who? You mean Voldemort?
Yeah.
Did either of us say that right, Sergio?
Voldemort?
Voldemort?
Yeah, Aaron's right.
Well, who's Voldemort?
I have no idea.
No, you do. Dumbledore?
Dumbledore.
Who's that? Who's Dumbledore?
That's like the main wizard guy.
But the good one.
In which one?
In all of the Harry Potters.
Okay.
He's like the dean of Hogwarts, I think. I'm not a Harry Potter person. Like 80% sure.
Okay. Well, I am too. So excuse me. It's all been scrubbed. The federal government's message is clear to queer people and especially trans people. We don't want you to exist. And if by any chance you do exist, we want you to die. That sounds so dramatic when I say it, but it's really what I've been thinking about since I started researching this last night. You don't want anyone to have any health information on something that could affect them, and you don't want their doctors to either. Unless you have a doctor that really knows what they're doing. A lay person, I mean, you really have to go to like Maybe in AI overview now they have the correct information. I don't know if you Google something. But the last word in this kind of stuff, which by the way, what I would sort of suggest you do, start Googling what they do at the NIH in Britain, even though I know they're going through a shit show with their government. At least the NIH isn't going through a shit show. Or Canada. Truly. Because our reliable website that, again, was there for COVID, was there for Mpox, has been there for PrEP, has been there for HIV testing, STI testing, all of these things, vanished. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck if you live or die. And if it were up to them, you'd be dead. Truly. If it were up to them, you'd be dead. And if you are alive, hide. Just, we don't want to even know you exist. So some of the material that has been removed or that has been extensively edited was also used by researchers around the world. So all of this research, as I mentioned earlier, totally removed, including key information on the rate of HIV diagnosis, breakdowns of infections by race and gender, the probability of HIV transmission by various forms of sex, gone. Decades of research, gone. I'm sure it exists somewhere else, but the CDC was the one that really had it available. The Youth Risk Behavior Surveillance System, which was a national survey system that collected various habits on teenagers as well as their gender identity, gone. HIV is mentioned on the CDC's website, but it's consolidated and simplified to just one page called About HIV. But any reference as regards HIV to gay people, transgender people, or any other groups disproportionately affected by HIV have been removed. They just talk about it like, this is a disease. Like polio or fever. It's basically just a definition of HIV. So researchers are, according to the Washington Post and ABC, who also were writing on this story, and LGBTQ Nation, which is where I'm getting a lot of this from, researchers have said we're scrambling to collect and archive as much data as possible before they were taken down. But it's a big task before they were taken down to do that. And it's alarming. I mean, I guess just to say, like, we are now full blown in it in a way that I don't think has been this kind of erasure, certainly since at least Reagan, maybe W a little bit also. I would say it came back a little bit more with Clinton. At least with Don't Ask, Don't Tell, you knew what not to ask and not tell. The word gay was in there. And this means this is nothing. This is nothing. I don't want to end with that, though. I did want to deliver some
pizza.
But I don't have the right address. And I did order 16 pies. Pepperoni pie.
Yeah, that's what I call them.
Pizza pie.
There was a man on the airplane last night who said pizza is overrated. And he had 2 children with him. And I said, this man should not be a father.
That's like the old man I saw at the Yachty by Nature party I went to.
Mm-hmm.
That said to his wife, I think Little Women is the worst book ever written. And I thought to myself, lady, let's get you out of here.
You know what we need in this world?
Let's
toxic
yacht
femininity.
rock our way out of this.
Yes. That's not what by the way, that is antithetical to the spirit of yacht rock.
I agree. I do want to leave you with this. Twin Cities Pride, that's Minneapolis, St. Paul, where Target is based. And we all know how Target has rolled back all of their DEI programs boldly. Even though they used to have a 95% rating on the HRC Equality Index, they've turned their back on every queer person in this country and their customers and certainly their employees and small-owned businesses by, people of color. They every year sponsor the Twin Cities Pride Parade, and they usually give a sponsorship between $50,000 and $75,000. This year, they said, we would like to give you $15,000. And Twin Cities Pride said, we're fine having a janky-ass, nasty-ass parade without your fucking money. When you're ready to be cool, we'll take your money. We don't take hush money. We don't take blood money. We don't take it. So they have a GoFundMe for local people to raise funds for the Pride Parade, but they're like, we'll scale back as much as we have to. We're not playing in that fucking mud box with you shitheads. Okay?
Good for them.
Yeah, I'm impressed. That's a lot of money for a gay organization, for a queer organization, you know? I mean, it is. And so for them to just say like, no, we actually, unlike you, have morals. I better not see any Pride this year being sponsored by Target.
There were Pride parades before all these corporations got involved.
That's true.
Remember that.
Yeah.
Remember that.
I'm talking in the 90s even, like in the early aughts even.
There were Pride parades before any of these fucking corporations got involved.
That's right. Before Traders even.
Before Traders happened.
Yeah.
When Alan Cummings was playing straight men.
Right.
In every film that he ever got hired in.
Yeah. So there.
If you don't start ending all your shoes with "so there," I'm out.
I will. So there.
Hey, listen, same seas for me today. I wanted to talk about how the U.S. government's website on reproductive rights is fucking gone.
Yeah.
Gone. Okay. There were some ladies who relaunched it or saved a lot of it and relaunched it. I think it's whatever the website was, reproductiverights.gov.
Okay.
But it's reproductiverights.gov.com. So it's just reproductiverightsgov.com.
Oh, okay.
So they basically were like, it still has the word gov in it, but it's...
Let's be Holly Hunter in the firm and just do a quick photo.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It had info on healthcare items like birth control, breast and cervical exams, prenatal care, access to abortion, and a know your rights patient fact sheet. They pulled it the night of inauguration, literally couldn't wait. They couldn't wait to get their hands on the delete button. It is a full-on war, as you said, against trans people, queer people, immigrants, and women in this country, and these people are just getting farted.
Completely.
What their fucking long game is, I don't even understand.
I don't really either, to be honest. And even when I try to get in their mentality, like, what could you ultimately benefit from this? What is the prize?
I think they are
with this shit. What is
sowing chaos so that they can, on the back end, do their whole fucking robber baron shit.
Yeah, yeah, that has to be it, actually,
because it's too like it's too. I believe the evangelicals who are calling a lot of the shots, I think they actually have so much hate in their heart that they actually mean it. Elon Musk, I don't know.
Well, he's just basically trying to get in good with China because China
I would love to hear from his mother who told us for all these years what a great son he was. I would love to hear from her.
Horrifying people. By the way, do you know that RFK Jr. had his kids vaccinated?
Of course it is. They don't even have scruples when they're just doing the hateful
They don't
thing.
live and die by their own sword. No, they want to do what's right for them.
It's rules for you, not for me.
Completely, yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Louisiana, I want to talk about Louisiana, who has a lot of nerve, but this is, I'm going to talk about this case that happened, but I'm talking about it because I think it's important as two people who have been talking about this shit since 2011. What happens in the States when a person gets in charge like Donald Trump, it's going to be case law. They're going to try to do it on a fucking global scale. So this is an example of that. And I want to like everyone to just, have your wits about you. Louisiana has a lot of nerve. First of all, I have to carry the burden of for my entire life that I lost my virginity to a person named Bubba from fucking Thibodeau. Okay.
That's a heavy cross.
And so that's part of my history and I don't like it. Secondly, they're playing fast and loose with interstate law. So a Louisiana grand jury in the district court for Baton Rouge Parish, because I don't do counties there. Everything's a parish.
Right. It's a parish. Isn't that nice? I wish we could
Catholic.
go back to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. Well, that church has done so many wonderful things. I mean,
oh
really,
God, what a beautiful religion. Catholicism. No guilt.
Wonderful.
Everybody's on
secrets.
Yeah. No rape. Definitely no rape.
No.
Definitely don't own a bunch of fucking land in the US and other places.
Mm-mm.
By the way, I will say this might be a good moment for me to tout the book by, I think I'm going to say his name wrong, Yanis Varoufakis, called Explaining the Economy to My Daughter. It is a very good look. He's Mark.
I got to tell you, Aaron, if that wasn't the right pronunciation, you sure did that with gusto. I thought it was great.
Thank you. He used to teach economics at the University of Texas. I will say he's a Marxist, so just brace yourself. But I thought it was a really good explainer on how the rich rule. Mm-hmm. And if you can get your hands on
check it out.
I don't know if it's available in the States, but you could probably get it from like a UK book dealership.
Along with your health information.
It's called a book. Get
a
everything.
Book dealership.
Yeah.
Go and get a loan. Sometimes it's no money down.
You can drive it right off the lot.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Okay. So what happened was in Baton Rouge Parish, they this grand jury issued an arrest warrant for a New York doctor for prescribing abortion pills to a minor. The mother was also charged with criminal abortion, but she's turned herself in. So just to recap so far, a minor in crisis turned to a doctor out of state because her own state would not help her. And the mother, also helping her daughter, is now in jail. So you have a minor in crisis without her mother who's in jail for trying to obtain health care for her daughter.
Good God.
How can you say you care about minors when a state that does not understand healthcare or science or has any respect for gender, identity, basic reproductive science. How can you say that you're acting in better interest of this person than her own mother, who's willing to go to jail?
Right.
Refresher. Pope Bootlicker, Louisiana, was the first to classify mifepristone and misoprostol, or as I'm now calling them, I'm workshopping this.
Okay.
Chicken soup for the uterus. Wonderful. Okay. The Lilith Fair agenda.
I like that.
Double mitt cum killer.
Okay. You're getting warmer. I like that too.
Egg beaters.
It's pretty good.
Any of these work.
I like the double mint.
I like the egg beaters. Double mitt cum killers. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Anyway, they were the first state to classify these drugs as controlled substances, punishable by up to 5 years in prison. So they were the first state to do it. And then, of course, everybody followed suit because they're like, oh, that's a shitty thing I'd like to do to our citizens. Louisiana DA Tony Clayton, who fancies himself a real-life legal cowboy, said, we expect Dr. Carpenter... I got to do the Louisiana accent.
Yeah, of course.
Now, we expect Dr. Carpenter to come to Louisiana and answer all these charges. And if 12 people think she's innocent, well, then she can just go.
Right.
So just come on down and plead your case,
baby doll. So it sounds really, you're making it sound pretty simple.
There's nothing to fear. Nothing to be afraid of down here. Just a little courtroom, honey. It's going to be just fine. You just got to tell everybody what you did. And then we'll see if we agree that what you did is right or wrong. But then you can just go right back to New York City.
Yeah, no problem.
This is the second state to come after Dr. Carpenter. She was sued in December by AG of the Lone Star State. That is their rating on Yelp. I'll never stop this joke. And New York is not having it in it, all of it. She's not having any or all of it. Okay. Governor, how do you say her last name? Hochul?
Hochul. Hochul. I think it's Hochul.
Oh, God.
Kathy Hochul, right?
Kathy Hochul. Okay, yeah.
I think that's it.
So Kathy Hochul said she's not having any of this. She said, this is her quote, I will never, under any circumstances, turn this doctor over to the state of Louisiana under any extradition requests.
I can't even believe we're talking about this.
Fuck off.
Extraditing someone for, it's so psycho.
Anyway. I know. Way to go, New York, by the way. New York, as a state, passed a shield law in 2023 that protects doctors who, in the state of New York, send abortion pills to states with abortion bans.
Good.
Letitia James, also, who's the New York Attorney General, said the criminal charges against Dr. Carpenter were a cowardly attempt to weaponize the law against out-of-state providers. I would not fuck with New York, fellas.
No.
Okay? And I would say, if for any of you listening, if you would like to a little feel good, a little yum in your yuck, won't you send a little thank you over to Dr. Carpenter, Kathy, and Mrs. A.G. James?
I will.
You just go right over to their Instagram.
Are they all at the same address? Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, good.
I'm just saying, if you need a little pick-me-up, you let these women know that you see them and you're saying something, and that something is thank you. When you see something, say something at the airport. I think you also need to see something, say something when you see people doing good stuff, good work these days, because that's the fuel everyone's going to need to be running on.
I think that's a great, just DM, I see you and I'm saying something. I think they'll get the message.
No follow-up.
No, that's it. But terrific. We got some Spotify and Apple Podcast reviews.
Yeah, we did.
This one's from Derek on Spotify. It just says, "You're getting on my nerves." Tar getting on my nerves. Tar getting on my nerves. The movie Tar will never get on my nerves. Target is getting on my nerves.
Absolutely. Needless Wanter says, settle in, kids. I'm going to learn you. 1972, a man needs a maid. Okay, hold on. It is about a man in deep sadness. At the time, Young was battling crippling back pain. He's literally saying he doesn't need anything or anyone, only someone to come help with material support and then leave. I'm going to tell you something, Needless. Disagree.
Hey, Neelies.
Disagree. Because the way he sings about this maid, he does not say, I'm going to pay her a living wage. He does not say anything he's going to do. He literally doesn't even discuss.
He doesn't go over the specifics.
He doesn't say, I'm going to hire a maid. He says, I need a maid. The way that, listen, I know it was the 70s and everybody was like, the rules were different, but
right. Ugly was pretty.
It doesn't sit with me. Okay.
Right.
It does not sit with me.
Jay Bradersich, maybe, says, I hope Aaron never hears the Neil song about murdering his girlfriend by a river.
Wait, is that a real Neil Young song?
Sounds like it.
I'm telling you, listen, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyerist. Sorry, I meant to gender it. But I will go through his entire catalog.
Yeah.
And prove that my hunch is indeed a fact.
We have some Apple Podcast reviews with a very personal question. Zoob9 says, financial cue for Brian. Does he at least have a high yield savings account with concern only? Yes. I don't even know. Did I talk about my finances?
Yeah, you're a mess. Because of the computer and the thing Yeah.
No, I have a long-term plan. Okay.
By the way, with concern only is how I'm gonna anytime I say something
that actually
hateful,
is a great sign off. It's good.
With concern only.
With concern only. Hi, confirming my 9 a.m. with concern only. It's so shitty. I love that. I'm going to start using with concern only. That is good. D. Kiernan says, come for the Coles facts, stay for the pearls and prayers, 5 stars. Ladies, slip on your kitten heels, grab your monogram Bibles, and settle in with a frappiato macchiato, because this podcast is all about good Christian values, strong family foundations, and keeping the faith in these troubling times. Every week, Brian and Aaron lead blessed discussions on Scripture, share uplifting stories of God, and give you step-by-step instructions to repair the moral decay of modern society, one sinner at a time. Listener for over a decade. Hope it continues for many more. Please continue to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you're hearing this.
I'm telling you, I'm
Apple,
always impressed by just the artistry in these iTunes reviews.
Me too. All my stocks are in Coles Cash, just so everybody knows.
So
in other words, there's no need to worry about my future.
Yeah, with concern only, it should be only concerning.
This is very concerning.
Yes.
Well, we love you all. We're in it now. We're in it,
and we're with you.
Yeah. We're just 2 idiots along for the ride, but we're gonna scream and shout. And poop and pee.
And everything we say is with concern only.
Absolutely.